I'm probably never going to run with the Olympic torch. I mean, that's true of most people. Most people are never going to run with the Olympic torch, but I had a plan. Back in 2018, I developed this concept. I called it Torchquest.
Torchquest 2028, an inspiring true story in the making, tell me what you want, what you really want.
And the idea was that since the Olympics are coming to LA in 2028, that I would then have 10 years to work out a whole campaign to run with the Olympic torch in the relay. I genuinely thought it would be fun because I thought there would be an element to it where I would actually be trying to become a part of the relay. And I thought that like writing letters to the city council to try to convince them that I should be a part of the relay, that could be kind of fun, and maybe if I got really lucky I could score some interviews. And that way over 10 years I could maybe convince somebody to let me be a part of the relay. I would also spend this time confronting the various criticisms of the Olympics, what they do to the host city, what they've done to previous host cities financially and to the infrastructure of the city. And a lot of this project was going to be about reckoning with the fact that those are some very legitimate criticisms, but despite all that, I still kind of want to run with the torch. Like, there's a pageantry to it that's hard to ignore, that's hard to escape. And I thought this would be a really interesting project, just emotionally. And so I set out with a bunch of different ideas. I had a group of characters. I played me, but I also played another character who was like a nerdier version of me. That way I had someone to deliver the stats and the numbers and stuff.
Hi, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Anything for a fan of the games.
I think actually in the first episode I had a character who was just me wearing a very tight shirt, and I just made an entire joke out of the fact that I was wearing a very tight shirt.
I did manage to get one person who would talk to me on camera. Me, wearing a distressingly tight outfit.
Comedy gold, really, just absolute knocking it out of the park. And I ended up making 3 episodes of this. I was going to do this for 10 years. There was going to be a bunch of episodes that I had planned out, but I only ever made 3. Episode 1 was like an intro to the whole situation. It explored why I wanted to run with the torch and what the criteria for running with the torch are. The thing is, there are no real criteria for running with the torch.
You need to be at least 14 years old.
Check.
And you need to be able to run at least 400 meters.
Check. Thank you for joining me.
Like, you have to be able to physically move 200 meters in order to participate in the relay, but other than that, it's basically just whatever.
Well, it gets a little more complicated than that.
Wait, what do you mean?
You do have a better chance of getting selected if you have a case to make, like if you are a celebrity, or a hero, or just well-known and active in the community. Anything like that really helps. So I put together what my steps would be, which I believe were becoming an athlete, becoming a hero, and then making my case to the Olympic Games Organizing Committee.
Let's do it.
I thought that would provide a really nice framework for episodes. Like, I could explore what it means to be an athlete. Does it mean you're in shape? Does it mean that you're professionally an athlete?
What makes an athlete? Well, I'm glad you asked. In my research, I found that every athlete has 2 qualities. They have 6-pack abs, and they can dunk a basketball.
Similarly, I could do an episode on becoming a hero, and I just work backwards from what normal heroes are, when obviously, you know, you can't just be a hero. Like, you don't just set out one day to be a hero. Then episode 2 was one where I became an athlete, which really just lowered down to me doing some exercises in like a weird little montage. And then coming home and lying down on the sofa. And I was clearly so sore because I'd put a lot of effort into working out in one big chunk, but I clearly didn't know what I was doing.
Could you hand me the scissors? I'm working on something. Oh, yeah, sure. Can't move your legs, can you?
My legs are so sore!
Because oftentimes we treat exercise as this thing that you just kind of do a big chunk of, And that's just not how exercise works. You can't spend one day doing all of your exercise and then that's it. Your body won't let you do that, and you're going to hurt yourself. That episode also introduced the idea that the version of me wearing the button-up shirt was a independent character. His name was Steve, I believe, and we were roommates now. There was, like, slowly developing lore.
Oh, hey Steve. How was the gym today?
And he, of course, being the more well-researched one, was there to tell me, like, hey, you can't do that you're gonna hurt yourself. What if I call you a personal trainer?
How about I start now? The timing workout? Where you call me and then I come in and I just yell, how about now, right when you ask me? No. God damn it!
His name was J. Arnold McEnroe. He was a combination of John McEnroe, that's where I got the name from.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
And an amalgamation of the characters from the Bill Swirsky Superfan sketches.
Starburst.
Starburst. He just kind of congealed all of those along with the football coach from my high school into one character. I still have the entire costume. I can still put all that on at a moment's notice. J. Arnold McEnroe is right up there and I can make him happen anytime. I'd given him kind of the backstory of John Candy's character from Cool Runnings, that he had previously been an Olympic athlete, but he had cheated, and so he had been cast out, and now he was a personal trainer that was just trying to make a buck any quick way he could. So obviously, he had to have a series of exercise tapes, because those were really big when people were just starting to get VCRs.
Hi, I'm J. Arnold McEnroe, and welcome to Volume 1 of my 12-tape collection, Get Up and Move with J. Arnold McEnroe. See, here's your problem. You're the wrong shape.
So I had to do an in-universe exercise tape, but he doesn't actually really know what he's doing, so he's just kind of making stuff up.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, alright, I'll see you in Volume 2.
And in that video, I believe J. Arnold McEnroe also pushes a book. Like, I had a fake book that he did.
But you probably know me from my autobiography. I've definitely done everything that I wrote in here. By J. Arnold McEnroe.
I wanted to establish the idea that there was a world and there was some backstory to this character that we could reference later.
I've been arrested 0 times for racketeering.
I wanted to bring back Torchquest for summer of this year, 2024. We wouldn't get the, 10-year mission that we got when I wanted to start it back in, 2018, but we would have gotten a 4-year mission, and that lines up pretty nicely because the Olympics is every 4 years. The Olympics in Paris is going to be this year, and I thought we could coincide with that. It wouldn't be quite the same form. It would be more of a video essay about the nature of the Olympics, but I'd be introducing some elements of the old, more narratively driven stuff, like maybe if I wanted to do a sketch, some of the characters could come back, or I could drop hints about the J. Arnold McEnroe book, and it'd just be like a stupid joke. It wouldn't play into the actual video that much. So I had actually written a whole script. I wrote a whole script for Torchquest. I did a lot of research. I had to go down to the Los Angeles Public Library to find a book on the torch, because last time the Olympics were in LA, they had a set of standards for the torch that explained the specs for it, and I thought that'd be really fun if I built my own torch according to the specs and handling instructions. But the only way to get that book was to go down to the public library and ask to see it there, and you couldn't check it out. It was all in building. Somebody had to go down into the vault or whatever they have down underneath the building, bring it up to me, and watch me as I photocopied the little booklet there, and I could bring the photocopies home. And I read through it, and I got really excited, and it's just the script never got there. I was never totally happy with it, and Liv and I are working on this really big video right now. It's very science fiction-y. I'm really proud of it. I made so many sets and models and fun little things for it. I really can't wait to show you when it finally comes out. I think Torchquest is done. The time has come that I just need to admit to myself that Torchquest is not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Sometimes making art is throwing things away. And I really had hopes to bring it back, but it happens sometimes. Or is it? Did the timing work out? You know, where you say it's never gonna happen, and then I run in and I yell, or is it? Right when you're giving up? No. God damn it! No, go away! The longer you stay here, the more likely this video is gonna blow up into a whole narrative thing. Fine, I'm taking some cold cuts out of your fridge. Don't you dare! I use those to tip the mailman. I'm taking them! Art that is perfect in your head just isn't... It isn't good art. It can't be good art because it's not real. Whereas flawed art that you actually make, that's 10 times better than the perfect thing you have in your head. It's infinitely better than the perfect thing you have in your head, because the perfect thing you have in your head is in your head. No one else can see it, and that's not what art is for. Art is for sharing with people, to express yourself, to express your feelings, and to show them what kind of research you've done, to show them what you've been thinking about, and what you've been feeling, and how you've been feeling it. I want to really get used to just making stuff for the sake of making it. So I'm going to be putting out videos more frequently now. I really, really want to get used to the feeling of just putting something out there, even if it's not totally perfect, even if it's not totally done, because something that's real and imperfect is so much better than something that's perfect but only you know about.